Mr. Nshinka explains that the accused was then deported to Namibia on 5th August 2020, but unlawfully returned in 2021 and continued to stay unlawfully as a student at Lusaka Apex University until the date of his arrest at Katima-Mulilo border control. He says on 6th February 2024, the accused was sentenced to pay a fine of 1,000 kwacha, or in default 9 months simple imprisonment. He has since paid the fine and will soon be redeported. In another development, Mr. Nshinka says the Kitwe Immigration Office secured the conviction of 2 Burundian nationals for unlawful stay and engaging in business without permits.
The Chirundo Immigration Office on 6th February 2024 secured the conviction of a 33-year-old Malawi national, Lloyd Ngwira, for failure to appear before an immigration officer on entry and unlawful presence, contrary to Section 12.2 and 11.3 of the Immigration and Deportation Act No. 18 of 2010 of the laws of Zambia, respectively. He was arrested on 4th February 2024 at the Kabanana checkpoint in Chirundo after it was established that he entered the country on the same day through Chirundo border officer.
Health Minister Sylvia Masebo says injectable pre-exposure prophylaxis PrEP presents an alternative to the daily regime of oral PrEP, looking at the country's epidemiological profile of its new HIV infections. Speaking during the launch of the long-acting injectable cabotegravir and the pre-exposure prophylaxis and post-exposure prophylaxis guidelines, Ms. Masebo says injectable PrEP presents an alternative to the daily regime of oral PrEP. She says it offers the promise of adherence and efficacy. Ms. Masebo says the introduction of this injectable ARV as a novel PrEP option presents an exciting opportunity to expand the country's arsenal against HIV transmission. She says government's commitment to tackling the high incidence of HIV remains unwavering, and it has embarked on a groundbreaking approach aimed at curbing the transmission rates of HIV.
This provides clients with 2 months of HIV protection between doses. This not only simplifies the prevention process, but also addresses challenges faced by certain key populations, such as women and girls in Zambia. They normally encounter barriers bearing to daily oral PrEP due to various socio-economic factors.
Meanwhile, the country has in the last 24 hours recorded 6 deaths from the cholera outbreak, with 223 persons still admitted, while 173 have been discharged. The Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection has underscored the need for government to prioritize targeted support programs aimed at alleviating hardships faced by low-income households. In a statement issued to 5FM, the JCTR says this can be achieved through meaningful and robust social safety nets that ensure access to necessities for every individual. The center notes that it is imperative for the government to enforce price control measures to prevent individuals from being exploited through frequent commodity price adjustments. It notes that by monitoring and regulating prices of goods, consumers can protect and safeguard their well-being. The JCTR says it is also critical that the Energy Regulation Board works towards establishing long-term policy stability in the energy sector. The organization says frequent reviews of fuel pump prices, for instance, can contribute to uncertainty, and creation of a more predictable regulatory environment can promote stability and attract investment. Kanyama Ward 13 Councillor Leonard Jello has tipped the community to take advantage of the non-partisan nature of the Constituency Development Fund to better their lives. Speaking when he hosted CDF beneficiaries in his ward, the civic leader emphasized the need to depoliticize CDF, adding that the fund is intended to benefit the most vulnerable in society, who include widows and orphans. Mr. Jello has also called for the fair screening and awarding of CDF, as doing so was the best way of promoting inclusive development for all. And the councillor has disclosed that more than 300 youths from his ward have benefited from the CDF bursary scheme under the 2022-2023 funds.
Pano ngati kuti pamene bamulipirisa ndalama bawo nyuze na tuyanani kupirisa ndalama tilipirisa ndalama iliyonse lekani nikachoke pa mpando mwamene nangenera ngati nangera osauka nikachoke osauka nisaje ndalama ya windo nisaje ndalama ya ofani ndamesa nayi pamene tikamba pano bana bamene tachikalikomendo ma university zosiyana more than 300.
And CDF 2023 Skills Bursary awardee Victoria Gotala expressed happiness for being given a chance to study and better her life. Victoria said that an unemployed girl child is most vulnerable to child pregnancies and other illicit activities.
I'm one of the youths of Kanyama, Ward 13, who have been awarded to get a skills training. I will be going on class on Monday. I'm so excited. Being a girl child, kunkala mwana mkazi, kunkala pa nyumba kubebe uchita, umepesika na challenges yanzi.
Another story is trending this evening. Agriculture Climate Action Foundation Executive Director Oliver Oblaya says the latest happening in Chinsali district, where some agro dealers have been selling expired herbicides and pesticides to unsuspecting farmers, is unethical business conduct and unfortunate for the farming fraternity. The Lusaka City Council has launched rigorous investigations to identify and prosecute the sources of sachet water, which is being distributed without the knowledge and approval of the local authority. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Zamtel has launched the Winner Bondi campaign, which is in line with its commitment to giving back and fostering community development. Speaking during the launch today, Zamtel Acting Chief Executive Officer Jason Mwanza says the network provider is giving away a 3-bedroomed house as a symbol of comfort and belonging, a place to truly call home. Mr. Mwanza says this promotion is not merely about acquiring customers or boosting the numbers, but it is about giving back to the people who have supported the network provider throughout its journey. He firmly believes that this promotion perfectly complements Zamtel's Come Home campaign by creating a sense of excitement, anticipation, and unity. Mr. Mwanza says the network provider wants its customers to feel valued, appreciated, and most importantly, like they are an integral part of the family.
This, our Come Home campaign, aims to achieve our intention to truly connect with our customers. And that's precisely what Come Home campaign aims to achieve. You see, as a local company, we pride ourselves of being deeply rooted within our community. Our campaign is a call for all valued customers to return home, both physically and metaphorically.
That ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Now in foreign news, 1 in 3 people in northern Ethiopia are facing extreme hunger, the UK-based charity Oxfam says. That is a total of almost 10 million people in the region of Tigray and Amhara. Conflict and drought have significantly reduced harvest, forcing millions to resort to what the charity calls unimaginable ways to survive. A report by a federal government agency said nearly 400 people have already died in the 2 regions due to starvation. Here's Rana from the BBC.
President Biden has insisted he's the most qualified person to lead the United States after his memory was called into question by a special counsel report clearing him of mishandling classified documents. The special counsel had said he was worried potential jurors might find the president was an elderly man with memory problems. The special counsel said Mr. Biden had forgotten when he was vice president and when his son had died of cancer. An Israeli airstrike has hit a residential area in Rafah in southern Gaza, hours after the United States said it wouldn't support an offensive in the city that failed to prioritize civilian lives. Washington has warned that to attack without proper planning would be a disaster.
And finally, in sports news, the South African double Olympic champion Caster Semenya has appealed for help funding her legal battle against regulations that require female athletes with high testosterone levels to take medication. World Athletics, formerly known as the IAAF, barred Semenya from competing in 800-meter events after she refused to take drugs to reduce her testosterone levels. She won a long legal battle last year when the European Court of Human Rights ruled that she was the victim of discrimination. And now the weather report brought to you by Classic Econ.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Northwestern, Luapula, Northern and Muchinga provinces, including the northern parts of Copperbelt and Eastern Province. Western parts of Southern Province are partly cloudy, slightly windy and warm to hot with isolated showers. That ends the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
And that weather report brings us to the end of the news this evening. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Opposition Socialist Party leader reiterates the need for concerted efforts in addressing economic challenges. Health Minister elated with the implementation of the injectable pre-exposure prophylaxis PrEP. Almost 10 million Ethiopians face extreme hunger. And that for more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Judith Mwabe. Good evening.